Hey, I'm back on the road again. I left Brisbane yesterday, packed everything up, put the black box back on the truck, loaded up the kayak, did everything like that, got the air tasker guy to come back and bring the caravan out, which was quite tricky because there was a car parked across the road of the very skinny street, so it was quite an ordeal getting it out. He was awesome. I was so appreciative of him. And then I hit the road. It was pretty rainy and yucky. It's been raining almost non-stop in Brisbane for the last week or so. So I was pretty exhausted, and I actually spent last night at a random roadside truck stop type BP place. I pulled in there and I was just exhausted, and I was like, is it okay if I just park up here for the night? They said, yep, no problem, which is great. And then got up this morning and drove out to this beautiful spot, which I absolutely love. It's a free camp and it's in the middle of a forest, a creek running all around it. It's green, it's lush. Luckily, it hasn't been that hot the last couple of days. It's actually cooled right down to like 20 something degrees, which is perfect for free camping because I don't need my air conditioner. And I feel peace, like I really feel like there's actually no mobile phone reception here either. So I feel a bit bad because there were a couple of people that were kind of checking in on me. That's just what happens when I find a space where I get peace. It's usually a place where there's no Wi-Fi and no mobile phone service, and it's just nature. And this is exactly what my soul needed. I'm just cityfied out. It was 5 months and I hadn't left the city that whole time, and I really just needed to be in the country and felt actually like I can breathe again. I literally keep doing that all day long. I just keep going, clean air and beautiful, beautiful setting. And I just cooked up a big meal of eggs and steak on my little solo stove, which is incredibly efficient and runs just on twigs and leaves. Like, it's great. It got things so hot. And the cooking was so quick, like compared to if I cook on the stove, it would be a couple of minutes, it was done really, and I had to take it off because it was almost too hot. So, and then I just leave it out there. And the good thing about the solo stove is that it doesn't actually project any heat onto the ground, so there's no burn mark, there's no sign of it because it's got two layers to it. Like there's a bottom layer and the grill plate at the bottom where where you put the twigs and the bits of wood and stuff, and then you light it from the top and it draws it down and then sends the flame up the end walls and all little holes around the top, basically like a gas stove. I have done a review on it like years ago on my YouTube, but maybe I'll put a link to it below to show you what it does. But it's the most ingenious thing, and it's super small, like it's the size of a pot, and it's got little things on top. You just lay your cast iron, or I lay my cast iron. You can put like a saucepan, you can put anything on top of it, and as long as you don't mind the bottom getting a bit black. And when I'm finished with my cast iron stove, when it's cooled down and I've cleaned it and everything, I just put it inside a black plastic bag and put it back in the cupboard. So I've had a good feed. I am at peace. There is peace in my soul and peace in my brain. I am very tired. It's this whole process of getting back on the road is always a bit of an ordeal, but it's where I want to be. It's where I need to be. And I'm really thankful for the people that checked in on me and made sure I've been traveling okay. Thank you very much. I'm planning to stay here for a few days. I'm running on the Blue Eddy at the moment and the solar panel's out. It's kind of grey and overcast, and I don't know if the sun will come out tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. We can only hope. And if that, basically I'll just keep going until it looks like I'm going to run out of power, and then I will eventually have to head to a campground and actually plug in and get some power. Although the lovely couple that are camped a little bit over across from me, I just went and chatted to them before, and they were really nice. They've got a generator, so they were like, look, if it gets down, they're going to stay here for a few days. So they're like, if you get down, we can always plug it into the generator and top you up a bit, which is really sweet. And everyone's so helpful when you're on the road, like, just nice people, So it's good. When I first came here, I was the only camper here, and I was kind of like, but I feel safe. Like, I feel like these rocks I got a really good energy about them. I've always felt like that when I come here, and I do come here quite a lot when I'm passing through this way. This is one of my regular stop points, just to use the toilet and just enjoy the nature, because it's a beautiful place. I've never camped here before, so this is a first for me. And if it was stinking hot, I wouldn't have probably done it. But then I looked at the weather, and it's going to be down to like 17 degrees overnight. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I'm charging up that Bluetti, and it's running my fridge, and I've got food. Everything's good. Yeah, just back on the road again. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so cool. Ah, Pixie's a little waterhole. She'd be loving this. You want to go in? In here. Good girl. In you go. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. That water is so cold. How special. Oh, loving it. Sitting here on a rock with my feet in the creek. Just, this is it. This is what it's all about. What you doing? Nice and cool, isn't it? I always say this about Pixie. She looks like a little princess, but she thinks she's a real country farm dog at heart. She just loves getting in amongst it. And I just can't believe how, I mean, I kind of felt like this was what was wrong, but the city was really getting to me, and just all the energy of everything. And I tried to explain that, and it's just like, people don't understand that I'm super electromagnetically sensitive, and the planes flying overhead constantly, like just the buzz of the city, it was doing my head in. And I actually feel at peace despite everything. This is so exactly what I needed. Like, I'm so happy right now. Pixie's so happy. Are you getting quite deep now, Pixie? You're getting very brave. The water's actually really cool. It's like icy cold, which is so nice on my feet. So grounding, getting wet with my dog in nature. Oh, what a piece of heaven. There's our little house over there. So good. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh. It's just popping over the hills. Oh. Yay. Sunshine. That makes me happy. Except that it does mean it's probably going to be hot today, so. But yeah, no, I've had a really good sleep. Did wake up in the middle of the night at some point. That's sort of become a bit of a habit when I was in the city. But I did go straight back to sleep. I think I was asleep by like 8:30 last night, because that's what you do, you know, when there's no internet, there's no Netflix, there's no nothing. I did some I Ching for a while, consulted the I Ching, and then I pretty much went to sleep. And it's probably about just after 6 o'clock now, I think. It's kind of what I love about being off grid and offline, you know, like you just get into this natural rhythm with going to bed early, getting up early with the sun. I can't explain how beautiful it feels. Like, even my neighbour, I was talking to her last night, and about the whole, you know, I said all day yesterday I just keep walking around going, she said, I've been doing the same thing. They love it here too. So she said it's just such a peace-inducing place, and they love it here. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare to get a campsite like this with literally just like one other neighbour that's like all the way over there. No sounds at all around me. There is a road, obviously. I came in on the road, but the road is like way up the hill there and kind of over, and we're surrounded by these rocky hills that just completely buffer everything. It's just so nice. The only thing that was disturbing me, funny enough, and I don't normally notice it as much, is the Bluetti has a fan inside it, and every now and then the fan would kick on to I guess keep keep the system cool. And I was kind of like, oh, if I could eliminate that, like, that would be great, but I will get used to that, I suppose. But I'm just not used to having it. It's running right now, you probably can't hear it, but in the middle of the night when there's absolute silence out there, you do hear it. So, but what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful place, what a beautiful life. Anyway, I'm going to do my Wim Hoff breathing and go out and get some of that beautiful morning sunlight on my skin, which should be great because it's been raining for a week, so I need it. It's my second morning here in my beautiful free camp spot. I truly feel like I found a piece of heaven here. And I did manage to get the Bluetti fully charged back up. Yesterday was sunny for most of the day. And then at the end of the day, my neighbours who have a generator actually topped me up to get back up to 100%. So overnight, the Bluetti has gone, it's basically used 30% in 12 hours. So from 6 o'clock when the sun was no longer charging the panels anymore till 6:30 this morning when I've woken up just now, and it's down to 70%. So 30% power over 12 hours works out to 2.5% an hour is how much the fridge is drawing to keep the fridge running constantly. So I'm happy with that because the only reason it got so low was because I'd been on the road for 2 days with absolutely no sun whatsoever in the rain. And yeah, that just it got down too low to keep it sustained. So now it's sustainable. It gets to the point now where as long as the sun comes out at some stage during the day and it gets back up to 100 during the day, I can pretty much go indefinitely, which is where I want to be. The only downside is I didn't fill my water tank before I left Brisbane because I don't really like traveling on a full tank just for the weight. And I'm kind of regretting that now because at some stage I will run out of water and I will need to go into a campground and I'll probably need a shower soon anyway, so there's only so long you can survive on baby wipes. I do have a solar shower as well, so when I do go to a campground, I'll make sure I fill the solar shower up as well so that I can have at least a wash shower in between campground trips. But this is the goal at the moment. I'm financially, I've crunched the numbers, and in order for me to sort of travel really any further at all, I'm going to have to sit tight in a free camp for a while just to be able to put petrol in the car. So, but this is what I was craving. This is what I wanted. It was somewhere peaceful, quiet, away from a lot of people, away from all the noises, and I've got it all right here. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah. I'm very, very thankful actually that this is the place that I had thought about it and I wasn't sure if it would be okay, and it's exceeded my expectations. So I'll show you the view. I'm actually sitting right by my window because I just opened these curtains. So I've just gotten out of bed, so that's, this is literally just woken up, and then I'll flip the camera around so you can see. Yeah, this is out on my little crystal. Okay, it never looks good through the actual screen, but it looks pretty good to me. I'll just leave it for a second, not talk, so you can hear how exactly silent it really is. Pretty magic, hey? Like just birds. There's a whip bird out there. Ooh, whip, beep, 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 and just, that's all you hear. that's it. And I've been able to sleep. I never do this. I've been able to sleep with my windows, like this window's open, the window and the lounge is open, the kitchen window's open, and I leave the screen door open during the day. Like to be able to sleep with the windows all open. Normally, I'm a little bit paranoid about safety, and I usually lock everything up and run the aircon. That's one of the big reasons I got the aircon, was because I could lock up at night and feel safe when I sleep. But I feel so safe here. I mean, it does help that I've got really nice neighbours on their back there. Um, and being well off the road, like nobody can see me just driving down the road. So it is a rest area, and some people do come and just use the toilets up there. Oh my gosh, those toilets are so gross. They're long drop toilets, composting toilets, so smelly that I actually went into my cupboard and pulled out. I had a stash of N95 masks that I had left over from like COVID days, and I actually use them like when I'm painting and things like that. Just anytime I'm using anything toxic, I use this N95 because it's the most blocking mask you can get. And I put one in my pocket. Luckily, I only need to go up there once a day because I've got my little potty system here. So I use that and then go up there to empty it. And but I'm like putting this mask on my face before I go in, just because the smell is so bad, and it actually stays in your nose. Like when I did it last time without the mask, and I came back down to my caravan, and I was sitting here and I'm going, I could still smell the smell in my nose. It was horrible. So yeah, I have to wear a mask to use those toilets. But anyway, people do stop and use them, so you do get. But it's such a quiet road. This is not a main thoroughfare. It's a little tiny back road, and it's not a popular spot, and it's not a popular camping spot at all. It's probably because of the no amenities and no power and no phone reception. I guess that puts a lot of people off, but to me, it's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I have been able to, if I walk to the top of the hill, send a text message, and sometimes if I get enough, I get like 1 bar of service at the top of the hill. Maybe I can make a phone call, but it usually drops out after a few minutes. But I have been able to check in with the people that were concerned about what I was doing, and just let everyone know I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm in a really good place. Like I feel fantastic. Last night I went to sleep. I read a book. I was just crocheting all day yesterday and playing with Pixie and putting my feet in the creek and just relaxing. And then last night I read a book. I've got so many books to read, so that's not a problem. Reading the book until I got a bit sleepy, and it was about 9:30 at night. I was asleep, and I didn't wake up till 6:30 this morning. So not bad. Good sleeping makes a huge difference. A big, huge sleep makes such a big difference to your state of mind, and peace and quiet makes such a difference. And being in nature, all of these things, walking around barefoot, walking in the creek barefoot, grounding, sunlight, nature, no electronic interferences, no peopling, I mean, there's obviously, I talk to my neighbors, there's some peopling, but it's not constant, and it's not with, I only have to do it in my kind of when I'm feeling like it. If I want to talk to somebody, I can walk across and talk to somebody, but otherwise I have complete and utter solitude. All of these are the things that I need to do to just stay mentally happy, like these are the things that help me stay sane in a pretty insane world. So anyway, day 2, happy. We'll keep you posted.